Alright, this is a live demo, first time of using this EV program on the DM42. Let me just turn that down a bit. I've just arrived at somewhere that I need to work at for a few hours on the way home. I didn't bother to charge the car last night, I should have done that. But yeah, here we are, this is where we are. Right. First things first is, how far is it for me to get home? So I'm 61 kilometers away from home. So now I haven't rehearsed this. I did take a first take where I managed to press the wrong button with my thumb because I'm trying to do it with one hand, which is a bit tricky. So 61 kilometers going in. It's been kind of freezing temperatures, so it's reading 17.8 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. So let's just go for 18 in terms of consumption, and that means we need 18.93% charge will be used on the way home. At least that's what we're predicting. Now I want to get home with 12% in there, so I'm going to add 12% to that, so we work out how much we need in total, because I don't want to arrive there with 0. So it's 30.93. It says I've got 17 in there at the moment, so let's take out 17 to work out how much we need to add on. So that's 13.93. Let's pop that into the percentage again and calculate the kilowatt hours. So 8.08 kilowatt hours is what I need. So I'm now going to go and plug it in, and then we'll just see what it's charging at. Okay, so I've just plugged it in. It says it's charging. It'll charge for 4 hours 45 minutes to fill it up completely, which I do not want it to do, because this one wants 40p per kilowatt hour, but some stations charge 80p per kilowatt hour, which is, you know, up to about 10 times as much as you'll pay for overnight at the moment. But anyway, there we go. We got 11 kilowatts is the charging rate. So if we do 11, pop that into here, then we want 44 minutes. So I'm going to set an alarm for 44 minutes, so that when I'm at my desk and my alarm goes off, I will ask the car to stop charging, and that way we'll see if we get home with 12%. I'll pick it up here when I actually get home. Okay, back in the car, heading home. 33%, so I think we slightly overshot. I think we said, I'm going to have to double check that, but I think we said 31% was the aim, but there we are. Okay, I've arrived back. It's 16%, so got a little bit more than the just gone down to 15. There we go, 15%. Got a little bit more than the 12% I was aiming for, and that might be because our consumption was a bit less. Yeah, I might just work out later whether that's explained by the decreased consumption. Okay, just to cover what we did there. So I was 61 kilometers from home, and I wanted to arrive home with 12% left. I was doing 17 and a bit kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, so I rounded that up to 18 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, and I had 17% left in the tank. So you just do that calculation. So it's 61 kilometers, efficiency was 18, and that gives us 18.93% that we need to get home on that. I wanted 12 to get home on, didn't want to arrive at 0, and I had 17 in the tank, so I needed 13.93. Actually, if I just show you what that was, so 30.93 is what I wanted to actually get home on. So that's how much I would have needed in the tank when I set off. So 13.93, let's put that back into there, work out the kilowatt hours. So that's how I worked out 11 kilowatts, and I needed to do 44 minutes. As it was, when I got back to the car, I actually had 33% left. So the reality was 33%. And then when I got home, instead of using 18 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, I was only using 15.3 33 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. And maybe as a result of that, instead of arriving home with 12% left, I arrived home with 16%-ish. So if I just work that out, so one thing about this program is that once you cross over from one side to the other, you must close it and open it up again, or else because it isn't a solver, that it doesn't solve from one side to the other, it's kind of like a bridge across here. So as soon as you do one calculation across these two, you need to just close it down and open it up again, or else it's going to keep doing that solve, if that makes sense. If in doubt, close it and open it again. So let's see then. So let's say you start off with, let's just clear that all. So we got 33 in the tank. Distance was still the same, so it's 61 kilometers, but instead of 18 I'm doing 15.3 efficiency, so I should have used 16.09. So in this situation, with that efficiency and that much in the tank, I should have arrived home with 16.9%, which is not far off the 16% that I arrived home with. Anyway, that's it. You might have opinions on whether this is actually useful or not. I don't know. I mean, is this just silly? It is very quick to calculate how much you need, and some chargers do charge an awful lot. So if you just leave it on for several hours, you will end up with a bit of a bill, which is probably not ideal. Charging overnight at home is in the order of pennies per kilowatt hour, whereas charging at other places is anywhere between 40 and 80p per kilowatt hour. So that's why I have this program, and I cannot do these sums in my head, not even roughly, to be honest. I'm very much, maybe it's just that my mental arithmetic isn't very good. But there you have it, a use for a calculator out and about.